Our man from Abussa. There was a man who came from the sea. He was from near Abussa, and he was called Lucien Conomil, and he was a refugee, and he seen no way. There was a time he traveled the Canadian wilderness, and he said it was okay because Canada sends you some funding, even if you are alone and out of home. He said it was fine, and he met many good people, and he had many good days and adventures that he would remember for a life. We see, he sees, many people here that he says are not away. He says you must always be away, we see, and that they cannot be away, we don't see. When they are away, we see away. He said, if they are sneaking up and we can't see, they should be stopped at all costs. And he went into the FBI under a skooma to become a close-append to Maricor, which was like a living life informant. There is no known lineage or information for him after the series of the show. He has disappeared from the public eye. Meets his friend. His friend tells him there's people who go to see the way that are not a way he sees. He finds out the NA goes to see the way, and they are not a way he sees, and this is something he says shouldn't be allowed. They go to a place the NA go, and he asks to see the way so he can get some things done, and they deny it. He goes to a way the English see, and they say we can't go, and then he is told never to return. He goes to a way they are known to see some way because Enron was shut, he said, and he went there in the US and they told him there's no way but Enron now. He goes to a place in Canada where they slip into a field that disappears, and he said it did not work the way he thought it would, and he did not go to it for that way. He said he went way down south in the United States to find the cave, and they could not find it. Somewhere in the swamp, they were unsure of where it was to begin with. He said they didn't know any other ways, and he met a man named Walter White, and they tried to get into a fight with someone who knew the way, and he would take them if he fights them, but he did not fight them. There are too many people, he said, that don't see. He said, aren't all of us supposed to see in some way? Isn't that what colon cancer is? And someone said he was insane. His people said he should call. There are many things he has to do or set to order, and he says, I will when I can, but I cannot go to the way right now. And they said that should be illegal in some eye. He said, it has appeared to me no. He said, maybe they are it. And he said, where are they? They are not a way I see either. They must be what the issue is, because everything is shut down and there is no eye. There appears to be no one he sees when he sees a way, and he says, I will go to it eventually no matter what, because I will die or some other way they see. But for right now, this is quite unfun. He goes to meet a man in LA, and this man tells him he will take him to see the way, and he has him beaten and robbed in an alley because this is something they are known to do to travelers that want to see the way. When he returns to Canada to set about his simple affairs, he says they arrest him at the gate because they think he looks like someone, but then he is released because he is not. He finds that his passport has been missing for a while, and he is unsure where it went, and then he realizes the police took it and he has to get a new one, and when it comes, he's not the same way. He says it was because someone said they were him in LA, and now he is two people, and this is something that is known to happen when they rob you in LA. They said he is now a Mexican and a Canadian from outer space, and they said, we know who he is, and he got his right ID back, and the other man was arrested near Paloma. He tries to go to DC to meet with an agent that is known to see these ways, and then he will take you if everything is in order. And he goes there under Canadian guise, and this is where he meets an agent he talks to about information he has about the way and things of this matter. The man who was being him investigated him and came to see him at a small place in Rona he is known to, and he tries to take his life, but he beats him to death outside on a doorstep with his boot, and they say he is not any good anymore and he is not allowed back near the reservation highway. It's Gimmick. He goes to a town that is known to have an underworld that is said to be connected to the way, and he says he will see some way he sees here, but he is there for a long time. He meets some people and he runs because there's a gang he doesn't see on motorcycles. When he escapes, he goes to another town nearby, which is slightly more new, and he says there's nothing there, and the underworld here is completely off of the bounds of seeing it. He says there is a hole here and there and everywhere, and he can't go to any of it, and he understands now that you are on the surface and that is the only way you see it. He says there is a vampire that sees him now, and he doesn't know how this came to be. He says it must have been from that small town because they are known to it in some way from a song on the Velvet Underground LP. He says soon they will not be able to see the way I see anymore if things are keep going like this in its derelict state. He speaks with the agent again, and the agent tells him to come in and fill out a report to be taken into a crime suspect so that he can be an informant for the FBI's. When he goes there, he decides that this is not a good idea, but they do not allow him to leave, and they said, you can't come this far and turn around, you're staying. And he says, I understand, and he did, and he said they took him to the way later that week, and this is the last time we've ever heard from him.